I don't think the trend is toward exclusivity, but there could be, early release available for Xbox before other platforms. We'll have to see about that, but they're very valuable franchises, and they should be immediately a value to Microsoft.
Okay, so the lawyers will be getting on that right away. That's the first item on the to-do list. I think about Activision and how it was really struggling with some workplace culture issues, misconduct over its treatment of women. The CEO, Bobby Kotick, was under a lot of pressure. What does he bring to the table? He's going to stay through the transition, but after that, it's goodbye, Bobby?
I'm not aware of what's going to happen with specific personnel issues or Bobby Kotick's involvement, but certainly it is probably good timing when the company is experiencing these negative press issues and culture issues. Microsoft's oversight will help bring some stability to that situation and hopefully improve the environment.
Yeah, we understand that Phil Spencer, who is head of Microsoft Gaming, will be in charge of Activision Blizzard and consolidating that. I want to ask about regulatory approval, because Activision Blizzard obviously operates in a lot of different markets, which means there's going to be a lot of different regulatory bodies that need to okay this deal. Is there any reason for you to think that this is going to be complicated?
I don't think so. The video game industry is very, very diverse. There's, in my index, in the index that drives the gamer ETF, there's 112 companies. So there's plenty of opportunity for competition. There's plenty of other products out there, and trends change, and the popularity of certain franchises change. So Microsoft has an incredible opportunity with this acquisition, but they also have a challenge to keep these franchises relevant and of good quality.
Right. I'm just looking at the gamer ETF and the holdings there, and Activision Blizzard is the third biggest company holding. What happens once it's absorbed into Microsoft? Does Microsoft take over and becomes the third biggest holding of that ETF?
No, the index rebalances 4 times a year, and it has 4 different categories that the stocks are placed in. I won't get into too many details of the methodology, but the methodology is available online. Mm-hmm. ETFMG can provide that, and I believe my website as well. But the stocks are equally weighted within each of these 4 tiers, which is an approach that treats all of these companies very, very similarly, and nothing gets really overweighted unless it breaks out in between rebalances. So right. At the next rebalance, everyone goes back to equal standing.
Got it. Okay, well, we mentioned Take-Two buying Zynga and now Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. You don't see necessarily any problems with that being approved by regulatory bodies. What's next? Who else is up for grabs, Ted?
There's lots of opportunities for acquisition in the gaming markets by public companies buying private companies, and public companies buying or merging with other public companies. I don't have any insight into the next acquisition at this time, but certainly I think that this acquisition and the Take-Two acquisition opens eyes about the value of this industry, and might protect or increase valuations across the board.
Yeah, and we're seeing that with all these different shares of video game publishers getting a big boost in the wake of this announcement. With this acquisition, Microsoft has said it becomes the world's number 2, or I should say number 3 video game company after Tencent and Sony, which is really interesting because it would be the biggest US company, which makes me wonder, obviously Microsoft is not the only big tech company with a lot of cash on its balance sheet. Where's Apple, where's Amazon, where's Facebook in this? Do you anticipate that they will become buyers of video game companies as well?
I think Apple is focusing on I think their big opportunity is with a mixed reality headset. And as far as the content, Apple may start acquiring companies that are making games, but I don't see the timing of that happening immediately. Once they have a platform in place with a headset, which at first doesn't seem like it's a consumer priced headset, they could become more interested. Amazon has their own game studio. They definitely could be in the market for additional intellectual property. And the third company you mentioned, Tencent, they always are trying to get into any situation that they don't have access to right now.
What about Facebook, Ted?
Meta.
Meta, excuse me, Meta.
Yeah, they just actually, I saw something going on about their ticker symbol or today, but the Meta is such a socially driven company that owning game development, it's possible, but I would think that those other companies might be in front of them when it comes to making acquisitions for game software companies.
Got it. Ted, Pollak, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your perspective on what this Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard means for the video game industry at large. This is Bloomberg Quicktake. I'm Scarlett Fu.